Well, I just saw The Raven. I just got a poster for this movie, and I'm currently reading this book by Stephen King, which is actually really good. I feel like I'm a disturbed individual. The Raven stars John Cusack. It's directed by James McTeigue, who made this film. Now, John Cusack is a very likable actor. I've always liked him, and he plays Edgar Allan Poe in this movie. Basically, these murders are happening, and it's discovered that the murders are happening in the same way that Edgar Allan Poe wrote various murders in his novels. So, of course, once this is discovered, Poe is called in, and he helps investigate these murders, and John Cusack is, he's walking around, he's making faces, and he has a goatee and everything. Now, I heard all different types of things about this movie. I heard the production went really bad, and that there were all these problems that constantly came up, that things weren't going well between the actor and the director, and you take all that with a grain of salt. You can only believe so much of what you hear from the media. And I went into this movie having very low expectations, really. The movie actually surprised me a little bit. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I've always liked John Cusack, and I think he's a good actor, and I think he brings something to this role that is something that another actor definitely could not have done. It started out a little bit wonky. That's a word I like to say sometimes, so just kind of I hope you accept that. The first few scenes he was overacting in my opinion. It was just a little too much, just too soon. But as the movie went on, as the plot progressed, and as his character matured a little bit, because his character actually matures a lot throughout this movie, as anyone would dealing with some killer and psychopath. As the movie went on, layers inside of him appeared, doors opened, and he was revealed to have more depth than originally he was in the very beginning, and I like that about his character. One of the things though that I definitely noticed during this movie was it felt like there were a few scenes missing. I could just tell that something was going on in the production of this movie that just did not go well, because there were certain scenes where they would start, and last time we saw these characters, they were in a certain spot. Now, it seems like, where are they? How did they get here? Something should have happened there to branch into what we are now in. And it just seemed very strange, like there were entire scenes either deleted or not even filmed that needed to be there. Basically, I think the main problem with this movie is it feels very unbalanced, and you can easily look and say that's the director's fault. And in my opinion, it might actually be. I think this is a good-looking movie. Some of the shots are really good-looking, but I feel like the movie tonally was just kind of, and that's really the director's responsibility there, to make you feel as if from scene to scene we're watching something that would logically take place this way, and this is how the characters should be, and this is how the characters progress. But it just kind of felt very rocky as the movie went on. But honestly, I think my main issue with this movie is the motive of the killer. It's so glossed over. It's not really explained in much depth. This guy is so meticulous to do the things that he does. If he sets up all this stuff so well, it seems like they should have given him a better reason to get into what he was doing. They didn't really explain it very well. I like the plot of this movie though. The fact that a killer would be inspired by Poe's writing, then go out and do various things, then Poe himself has to come in and figure out what's going on. I think that's interesting. And to be honest, I did have fun with this movie. I enjoyed watching it. There were scenes that I really liked. I thought the musical score was really good too. There were a lot of things about this movie I liked. It's just that it felt so unbalanced. And looking at this movie from a filmmaking perspective, there were a lot of things that could have been fixed. The director here, James McTeigue, I think was extremely assisted by the Wachowski's script for V for Vendetta. Here I can really see that we have a director who's possibly trying to create something visually stunning and interesting and, dark and gloomy. But the script, the director just aren't really helping each other that much in this movie. I feel like a movie like this is only as good as its writer, and James McTeigue needs a better writer to be able to make a better movie. So although it was not an awful film and I did have fun with it, there were too many problems for me to be able to fully recommend it to you, but I think it could be a fun watch. So I'm going to give The Raven a C+. And I want to give a big thank you to a friend of mine, Film Fan Pete. If you guys don't know who Film Fan Pete is, he's really, in my opinion, he's one of the top YouTube Blu-ray updaters. He gets Blu-rays from the studios and stuff, and he does it quite often, and he's very good at it, and he sent me Shame and West Side Story, a film I have never seen, but I'm looking forward to watching, and I'm looking forward to watching Shame again. I want to thank you, Film Fan Pete, and if you guys haven't checked him out, I put his link in my description. Please check him out, because he is worth it. He is worth it, and he will tell you what is good and what is bad that's coming out, what you should and what you shouldn't get, and he's good at it too. Thank you, buddy. And as always, guys, if you like this review, you can subscribe to my channel and get Stuckmanized.